Hi, Willie. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm talking to the people right now. I know you love to be in the videos. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're on. You're on. You're going to be on the internet. Big star. Hey everybody, it's Julie the Whippy Chick here, and I'm so glad you came back to join me for another weekend update. I've had a very productive week this week. I have some finished objects to show you. So without further ado, I will show you what I've got. First, I have to kind of arrange myself here. Okay, so I made these two little knit hats. Hopefully you can see them. And they look pretty much the same. Of course, the colors don't line up exactly the same, but they're pretty close. And I still have to put a pom-pom on the tops of them. But the interesting thing about them is one of them was done using knitting needles, and one of them was done using a loom. I've wanted to try one of these for a while. I do some weaving. It's a little more traditional weaving on a Funum B Studio loom, and I'll actually put a picture of it over here. And I just make like little coasters and placemats, that kind of thing. You know, nothing really fancy. It's just something fun to do to use up some of my my scraps and ends. And it's just something that's kind of fun, and I like to do it. But I've never used a round loom before, and I was under the misunderstanding that you can only do things like hats and things that are circular, like in the round. I was surprised to find out that you can knit anything on a loom that you can knit on needles, like literally anything. So that was really interesting. And so I wanted to do an experiment where I did one on the needles and one on the loom, and it's really pretty hard to tell the difference. I really can't tell the difference with the exception of one thing. And I'm going to come close so maybe you can see it. You might not be able to see it. It's pretty faint. But let me look and see if it's showing up on the camera. All along here, there is like this little seam line. And I'm not sure if it's showing up on the camera very well. But there is a seam line, and I don't think it has anything to do with the loom. Maybe it does. I just assume that it's because this is the first thing I've ever made on a loom. So yeah, if you know anything about that, what I did wrong, or maybe if it is normal, please let me know in the comments below, because I literally like tried Googling it, and you know, maybe if you stretch it, it might work its way out. I don't know. But let me know if you can help me with that, because I don't know what happened there. Because I would be kind of interested in trying some other things with a loom. Honestly, I found it a bit awkward, but it's only because it's new to me. You know, crochet hooks, I'm sure, felt awkward to me when I first started using those, but I was, you know, just a little kid. But in knitting needles as well, you know, the more you use a tool, the more you're going to get used to it, and you're going to get better at it. So anyway, yeah, let me know if you know anything about the weird diagonal seam line there. Okay, so those are two hats that I made. I actually did make one other hat for my stepfather, who's been kind of ill lately, and he's always cold. So I'll leave a picture of it right over here of his pretty green hat. It's nothing really too exciting or special, but it's something that I did do this week. I finished a project. So that's 1, 2, plus his hat makes 3 hats that I did this weekend. Or this week, not this weekend. I love this finished object. I got a shawl, y'all. What you think of my shawl? I love this. I love this shawl. I think it is going to live at my office, on my office chair, because there's a vent over my desk, and sometimes I get like full breeze from the vent. Even in the summer, the air conditioning makes me chilly. So I love it. It's so, so, so soft. It's just the right size. And this pattern is called My First Shawl. And I know I've talked about this YouTuber slash designer before, and I can never remember her name, but I'm going to leave a link down below, and also I'll put her name down there too. Gosh, what is her name? I can't think of it. I always do this. I can never remember what I want to say. Oh well. But anyway, I love it. The yarn is Lion Brand Mandala, and I'll also put the color link, the color, I'm sorry, I will also put the color in the description below, because again, it escapes me. I sit in my chair and I think I have everything organized in my brain, what I'm going to say, and then I forget everything. I actually even wrote notes today, but I didn't write down the colorway on my notes or the name of the designer. So anyway, love my shawl. I love it. I'm going to take it to work on Tuesday, and it's going to live in my office. Okay, so it's finally done. Finally. Hi, Willie. How are you? Hello, you showed up. I'm so glad. Please don't knock the camera over. Oh, don't you love Willie? He's just the best dog. Shh, you have to lay down. Okay, you have to be good. All right, let's show the blanket. So this is the blanket. I worked on it for so long. I call it the dripping paint blanket because to me it looks like, oh, there's one of my hairs. Do you ever crochet your own hair into your project? I do it all the time. But to me it looks like paint dripping. So I call it the dripping paint. I used a random stripe generator, and I have a video on that. So I'll put it over here, a picture of the video and a link as well, how to use a random stripe generator. But I finally finished it. And I'm sure I could have done more of a border. I only did 2 rows of just half double crochet for the border, but to be honest with you, I've been over this project for so long. It just took so long. I used single crochet for 3/4 of it, and it just took forever. I think if I were ever going to do it again, instead of doing single crochets, I would try half double crochets and a bigger hook so that maybe it would be a little bit looser and move a little faster, because it is very dense, very heavy, very thick blanket. But I do love how it turned out. I really do. The colors are just totally me. I just love my Whippy Chick bright colors. So it's done. I'm putting it away. And oh, I did write up the pattern for it, and I put it on Ravelry, and I am going to do a tutorial on how to do this stitch. So you can look out for that, and if you want the pattern, it's for free on Ravelry. I'll also leave that link in the description below. Lots of description below stuff today, huh? Okay, so let's see, what else have I got? That's it for all of my FOs, finished objects. Freaking finally finished in some cases. Okay. Oh, I gotta get my girls. I love my project bag with my girls in their swimsuits. So this has become like the holy grail for me. I got this blanket started and I love it. I love doing the color pooling, but I can't find the yarn. I was able to find 2 skeins. I'm gonna just let this motorcycle go by. 1, 2, 3. 3 motorcycles. There they go. Okay. I don't know if it was loud for you guys, but it's definitely loud for me and very distracting. So anyway, I started with 2 skeins that I found in Joann's, and then I went to a different Joann's, found 1 more skein. So this is 3 skeins worth. I have been to 3 Joann's, a few Michaels, 2 Walmarts, just trying to find more of this yarn. I finally did break down and order it on eBay. I hear you, Willie. I don't know if anybody else can hear you, but I hear you. You sound very, very distraught. It's whining. Yeah, so I've got 2 more skeins coming. Yeah, I know. Willie's he's feeling my pain when it comes to this yarn. So anyway, it's going to be a blanket that I kind of just work on when I have the material. You know, when I have the yarn, then I will work on it. That's the way it's going to go. Oh, and here's another weird thing. I do have some on this ball. I was working on it, the last time I was working on it, I came to a point in the skein where the manufacturer had ended some yarn and then tied on a new piece. And wouldn't you know, they tied on the piece backwards. So the color order changed completely. You know, what color was supposed to come next did not come next. So I've got this little bit left, and I just was trying to figure out how to incorporate it back into the blanket. Ay, 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 ay. It was one of those nights where I finally just threw my hands up in the air and said, I'll work on it another time. As happens, as we know, sometimes. So those are the things I have been working on. Hooray. But yes, I definitely feel like I've accomplished a lot this week. I've gotten some items that I wanted to finish up finished. And so that leaves me, other than this little guy here and a scarf knitting project that I keep in my car for when I'm just bored in the car, you know, waiting for somebody or on my lunch break or whatever. I just always have that little project in my car to work on. Other than those 2 things, I don't have any whips. Nothing. So you know what that means. Time to start something new. And I've got all my new yarns from my Hobby Lobby haul. So can't wait to start trying some new things. I learned recently that you don't have to have 1,000 subscribers to do a live. I thought you had to have 1,000 subscribers to do a live, but it turns out that's only if you want to do a live using a mobile device. I could certainly use my laptop and do a live without any problem. So my question is anybody out there interested in doing a live with me? And if you are, please let me know in the comments below, because to me, it's very terrifying to think that I would do a live and like only my sister would show up or something, and she doesn't even crochet. So that's just a thought that I have. If you're interested in a live, please let me know. Here comes another motorcycle. Okay, so yeah, so that was my one question, and I also just wanted to mention, if you're interested, I do have a Facebook group. It's a very small group right now. There's only about 10 or maybe 12 of us in the group, but you know, it's fun, and I'd love to see everybody's projects and, you know, interact more with you. So check it out. Check out Crochet Connections. I think that's all I've got today. It seemed like an awful lot when I was writing my notes, but now that it's all out, it doesn't seem like so much. So thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video, and I will see you next time. I do have some other plans for some little things coming up, and I'll keep you posted on those. But the number one question, please let me know, is if you are interested in doing a live. Oh, and when's a good time to do that? So many crocheters either do like Friday nights or they do Sunday afternoons. So I know that I watch a lot of them at those times. So when's a good time? When do you think a good time for a live would be? So anyway, looking for your advice, guys. Thanks for helping me out. What? I forgot? Oh, you're right. I did. I forgot all about that. One more thing. Sometimes you buy stuff and you're not really sure what you were thinking. Okay. I bought 2 of these. I know why I bought them. I bought them because they were on clearance sale. They had a red tag on them. I have no idea why I bought these. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do with these. I have, let's see, there's 595 yards on each of them. So I've got about 1,100, almost 1,200 yards of this color. And truly, I have no idea why I bought this or what I'm going to do with it. So there's another homework assignment for you. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. I have no idea what I was thinking. I have no plan for this at all. And that's not like me. Usually I have a plan for the stuff I buy. Okay? Okay? Are you happy? Gotta keep her happy. Okay, guys. Bye-bye.